Welcome back to the Jeep Surf Ranch Pro presented by Adobe. We are through the women's semifinals and now we're straight into men's action with the GOAT, Kelly Slater. This is semifinal run 1 of 2. Are you kidding? What just happened, Pete? Shock and awe from Slater fans around the world.
Yeah, I think we all are, but I think he knows what he wants to do. He wants to put a number up there that everyone else is freaking out on, and that's what the GOAT does. He's a performer. He sits in that 8th seed. He wants to get himself at least an 8.5 or a 9 to start off, and by doing turns and risking it all on the outside section, that's what you got to do in order to achieve those bigger numbers.
What a way to wrap up her semifinal heat. That was just Carissa Moore in top form, and more to come.
Well, now it's going to be Kelly's left on his first run. Got to shake off that right, and now put a clinic on this left.
Well, we have not seen a perfect 10 yet in any competition here at Surf Ranch. If anybody can do it, it's Kelly Slater. He's the greatest to ever do it.
11 world titles to his name. Won the Eddie Aikau Big Wave event.
Oh, he's fired up. Can you feel it? Shock waves every turn.
Oh!
Too fired up, maybe. What just happened? I'm shocked, blown away. Can't believe it.
That, I think, is a shock to even Kelly.
Look at this. Is you see the body language. He's probably kind of as vexed as we are. What just happened here, Pete?
I'll say Kelly is understanding of what he has to do. He needs to blow minds, and that's what he's trying to do here. He's picked up his pace on that outside section. He's flying with all this speed. He's trying to do just something a little different, a little moment. And when he carves down after this maneuver here, the nose hits, gets him a little bit stuck, and then the transfer of rail didn't happen nice and smooth.
That was probably the wipeout of the day. That looked painful. Body slam.
He seems to be okay, but I'm sure psychologically that was a bit of a punch to the gut.
If anybody can react, it's Kelly Slater.
Well, it looks like that. Maybe he'll give us a clue what happened.
Gotta love Griffin Colapinto. He's such a fun persona, but don't take that as weakness, because he is fully dedicated to the craft. You said it right there. He just wants to surf better, and that will translate into bigger competitive results. Here we go, Griffin Colapinto.
I don't know if you saw it, but he did a quick little rub of his deck when he was like with his foot, just to make sure that it had that extra grip there.
Getting his feet in the wax, literally, and that's a cliche we can use right here as he comes out of the tube. Strider Wasilewski is waiting.
Wow, this guy is feeling confident right now. Big sweeps, arcs, fans out the back, beautiful lip line slams, timing on point. I mean, just crushing it, emulating his wave last night. There's a new turn back into the barrel, switching it up. I love that combination, and looks like a beautiful tube on the inside corner coming out, blows the tail, reverse. Wow, the look back at the camera, come on with the confidence right now. That was incredible. That turn down into the bowl before the second tube ride. I haven't seen that one yet. I love something new.
Griffin Colapinto living the dream and surfing like a champion. We've got so much more to come here from the Jeep Surf Ranch Pro presented by Adobe. Stay tuned. Can't wait to see what Griffin does next. Welcome back to one of the only places in the world where you're guaranteed a perfect wave every 4 minutes. Griffin Colapinto back at it after hearing some incredible news that he just dropped an 8.73. You can tell that lit a fire under this young surfer from San Clemente, California. We are in for something big. There we go. That's a start.
He loves to chuck the fins on the backhand, but I love that he's throwing it down, a mix of carving out onto the face, a little difference of every turn, trying to mix it up. That's the variety that the judges are looking for. Hard to do on a wave so perfect. You get locked into one type of maneuver, but not Griffin. He is floating over the top. He's got aerials. Here's the barrel.
And we always anticipate a big finish from Griff. What's he got for us here? Goes for the fin whip, backside reverse. Can't quite ride it out, but wow, what a performance.
Wow, with an 8.73 and a mostly completed left, he is sitting in a very solid position. He has run number 1 in the books, and now he can just build from there. Low stress. You know, this is the semifinals, but in order for him to actually get an equal third, he has to finish 4th or above. Ultimately, he's trying to win the event, right? He's trying to get into that top 2 to get the finals berth. But there's a lot to be said about a quarterfinal finish, which is 5th place, or a semifinal finish, which is equal third, especially when you want to get into the WSL Final 5.
That's right, and up close and personal with Griffin Colapinto, right on the back of that Shiseido ski cam. Look at that angle. I mean, that's what a low-flying albatross would see going down the line of lower trestles on any given day when Griffin's out there. Very cool to watch, and really fun to actually take some mental notes. You want to surf better? Well, here are your teachers. You're watching the best in the world on repeat. This is where we can all learn how to surf better, by watching guys like Griffin Colapinto, by watching women like Carissa Moore.
Kelly Slater, just 3.3 points, but he has a whole nother run, so he could do the exact same thing.
Difference there is Kelly Slater's put all his eggs in one sketchy basket. He's got 2 final opportunities. One right, one left.
Strings are frayed.
Oh, man. Ethan Ewing now. Look at this, casual. I'll just grab him on board. This is only one of the biggest waves I'll surf all year long. Here we go. Ethan Ewing, the technician. This guy is an organic machine. Such great style, precision. He is really the complete package.
Really aggressive on those first 2 maneuvers, and really deep here, but he's still there.
Nice. Good clean exit. Now he gets back to work. Beautiful carve there, all the way down to the trough of the wave, which is extremely difficult to do. He's not you know, over amping here. Love that little tail slide there, going completely backwards, and uncanny ability just to whip it back around. Final tube, what's he got for us on the end section?
We will see. Oh, almost stumbles, but pulls it together. And just a solid finish. He's going to complete that ride. Very well done. A couple things different there was that barrel where he was completely disappeared. And if you're going to look at technical barrel riding, when you're gone like that and you're riding the foam ball, which is way back in that tube, it's very difficult to do, because we've seen so many surfers just fall and vanish out of sight. Not for Ethan Ewing. He came out the end. Strong maneuvers on this outside section too. Got stronger and stronger. Took off at the very furthest point out like he possibly could. And you see, like right here, right when the wave starts to get steeper, that's where you need to do those maneuvers. Let's watch this barrel though. He is deep and disappeared, completely gone from view, even looking into it. Nicely done. And that's a good scoring barrel ride on this wave.
And that right there, that is surfing on the edge. Anytime you see a full rail engaged on this wave for how fast it goes, that is a very critical maneuver.
And then again, whipping the tail around, riding backwards for a hot second. And here he gets a little bit tucked up high in the barrel, almost goes down. Right there, he's like, whoa, and somehow pulled it together. I mean, that's technical, right?
He saved himself from... A recovery is sometimes harder than an actual maneuver. Ethan Ewing is, I'm sure, a big fan of Surf Ranch. You saw what he did to that last wave. Well, Ethan Ewing, his first score comes through a 7.10, so decent pace. He is so far in second place, because Griffin Colapinto, he had a blistering first run with an 8.73 and a 7.5. We'll see what Ethan Ewing can do on his backhand. Tack sharp, you know, laser-like in where he puts his turns and how precise his surfing really is. You see shades of Mick Fanning, you see shades of Andy Irons. And you don't be surprised if Ethan Ewing is in the title conversation for a long time to come.
You know, those 2 straight-up hits there into that 4th maneuver. Again, this is the speed run, so he saves himself a little bit here, but expecting to get some release out of the tail.
Too much release. You said release, and he released himself from his surfboard.
Not the kind of release he was hoping for. The release being getting that tail above the lip, the drifting, that's that high impact move.
Well, we've got more to come from the Jeep Surf Ranch Pro presented by Adobe. Semifinals rolls on. Stay tuned.
Here we go. Adriano de Souza in motion on his first run of 2 in the semifinals here at the Jeep Surf Ranch Pro, presented by Adobe. Bangs it right there, blows the fins out. Couple of pumps to catch up to the barrel, and so is spinning behind him. Using his arms to stall and manage that speed, slowing down and speeding up. They keep up with the pace of the hollow part of the wave. How's that? Carved a tail release right into a vertical snap. That vertical blew the tail out, so a ton of variety. Down carve, setting up another hollow part of the wave. De Souza a little bit out in front. Wind up, vert, kind of dances off that lip line again with the slide, and then throws down to finish, and he goes down. Well done for De Souza through the first half of the wave. Thanks for being with us on Finals Day. Joe Chappelle with Rosie Hodge. Getting sentimental now, knowing that Adriano is in his final year on tour.
Yeah, you can't help but look at the way that he paved for the Brazilian surfers on tour. There's so many people paying their respects to him. Everyone has a story about Adriano, how he pushed their surfing, and yeah, it's just really cool to watch Adriano competing at this event. He's already into the top 8, so you know he's decided to retire, but he has the opportunity to qualify in his own strength.
To performance, he says he's not worrying about points. And for the first time in his life, he's still ripping at a high level. He still wants to put on a show.
Those 3 turns that he got done before that barrel section were so critical and risky, Joey, and he got so deep in this barrel. Yeah, you mentioned the way that he just said, I'm not worried about the numbers at the moment. I'm super focused on being happy and free, and that's translating to this kind of surfing.
Really cool to see how much variety he put through this part of the way, about halfway down the line. Even that fin throw off the barreling part of the wave was really impressive.
Definitely, and like you said, he didn't get particularly deep, so he had to set up for something critical here. Throws the fin, and then just ditches it on that effort. So a little, I mean, if I'm super critical, a little bit sloppy on that end section, but all the work done before that was great.
De Souza wearing Slater's jersey. That was a really special moment earlier today. It happened on the boat ramp. Kelly came in from a run. Next thing you know, there was a jersey exchange, and De Souza was quick to say some beautiful words about a guy that he studied for a lifetime. The timing between waves is so important here at the Surf Ranch. 4 minutes between waves from the right to the left. Keep the depth exactly right for each wave. It's kind of like in the ocean. If it's too low tide or too high tide, they want to keep it the same. Hard off the bottom, there's a big power move. Putting a lot into that snap is De Souza. Beautiful fan on the carve. Back up to the lip and crushes it. Down carve, I love that. Transition of turns where you fade down to the bottom, right back up vertical. A pipe master will pull in super deep, laying low. Backhand roundhouse cut back with a vicious rebound. De Souza putting on a show here in Lemoore.
Joe, I can't emphasize enough how risky that first maneuver was on the backhand. I mean, you know, the opportunity to get caught behind right there was just right there. He just kept it on that fine line between pushing it too hard and getting caught behind. But the move that he did was so spectacular. Pushes it so hard on that tail. This is about the midsection of the wave. Starts to steepen up right there. You see he can get caught behind. Goes to multiple choices of maneuvers on his backhand. Good length of rail there, taking his time so he knows when to speed up and when to slow down. It's that flow that's so important in the basin. Super deep, Joe. Disappears from view. Look at the length that he spends on that rail. Straight into the next maneuver. Surfing so free. It's another iteration of Adriano de Souza that we, you know, are seeing throughout his career as we get to the pointy end.
It's crazy when you look back on De Souza's career. He changed his surfing so much to become that world champion that he is today.
Welcome back to the Jeep Surf Ranch Pro presented by Adobe. In the words of Frank the Tank, fill it up again. Let's go. Kelly Slater's back at it.
Oh, gotta love it, and I love your enthusiasm. Kelly is in a situation where he has to make both of these waves count. One run left, and he's got a good start here, Chris. Oh,
I've never been so nervous for Kelly Slater. He had 2 chances that he didn't do much with, but right now he seems like he's trying to soak every last bit of energy out of this wave. A beautiful Slater-esque slash right there. That's why they made a bronze statue of that very turn in his hometown of Cocoa Beach, because it's a thing of beauty.
Oh, look at that gouge.
Wow.
Massive.
The knives are out. Kelly Slater's swinging for the fences. What's he got? Going for the inverted alley-oop 360 there.
That was huge. I love it. That he's no holds barred, right?
I'm in a state of shock. Chris Cote with Pete Mellon. We just witnessed Kelly Slater full force right there. The only thing was the finishing maneuver, but wow, the work he did from about 99% of that wave was stellar.
Stellar. And by the way, let's not forget, the guy's 49 years old, and he's still doing high level surfing.
I thought he was 29.
Amazing. Yeah, well, he looks like it.
Well, Kelly Slater doing goat things. There was a couple turns on here that literally shook the basin to its foundation. Here's one of them. Whoa.
And you saw today, he went back to the trusty 5-6 quad. You know, that was the board that got him into the semifinals, and then he did a switch today.
He's ridden, what, 3 different boards throughout this contest?
Well, he's kept one board on the ski. You never saw him actually ride it, but
it's just a distractionary tactic there.
Right. That turn and combo there was sick, but there's one turn right before the barrel that it was just destructo. I think it's right here. I mean, that was just massive. All full redirect and then pull straight into the barrel. I mean, we haven't seen anybody do it like that.
He had the turn of the event, and I think he just replaced the turn of the event with the new turn of the event.
What, he pulls this? Look at a full... Kind of lost it, but he had the grab, and I love his intention. Go big.
Maybe he could have just... That was just a pullout. That was just showing control. Strider, what did you think of Kelly Slater's last wave?
Well, obviously, some of those turns, as you were talking about, some of the best of the event, if not the best turns that we've seen this whole thing. And he literally came off the back of the ski just now and said, God, I thought I had that. You know, at 49 years old, to do a rotation like that.
Slater likes the quad. Changes things for a little bit for him, and so he swips it to a 4-fin and see what he can do here.
Here are your deep stats provided by Hydro Flask. Incredible 55 career event wins, the most ever. 822 heat wins.
Wow, that's a long career.
That's a lot.
He took a break
wins
during some of that too, by the way.
Took some time off. Here we go. No time off now. Kelly Slater needs a 9.03. That would be one of the highest single wave scores of this entire contest. Wow, floaters are critical.
Well, and that was almost a barrel section. We rarely see that left actually start to 2, but it almost did. So it was a nice critical section for him to float across, and that's, again, the little adjustments, because not every wave is actually the exact same. It's just very, very similar.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
No.
No, please no.
Oh.
See that one slight mistake, and the whole wave's gone.
Well, you know what? He didn't disappoint, though, I will say. 7.2 for his right. That was his last chance to get himself into that top 2 position. I don't think he'll get there, but what an entertainer. And I love he did not give up. He was out there trying to get himself that 9.03 needed in order to get into the finals. You know, picking up a ton of speed, and that's what that quad will give you. It doesn't have the middle fin, so you can project down the line a lot quicker. The middle fin, again, utilizes for a thrust effect, but the glide comes with the quad, and that's why he made that switch.
Heavy.
Right there, the one little bobble mistimed him, and then the rest of the way right there. That little subtle error.
Yeah, and if Kelly Slater can't make the section, nobody can.
Well, and you gotta remember, he's coming off injury. You know, hasn't been able to put in probably the time and training and surfing as much as he would have liked. So,
and do you think that the flip of the board is actually useful to keep the wax a little bit?
Well, considering the sun at 110 or the water at 78, water, definitely. Keep it cool till the very last second. That's exactly what he's doing. Is
Oh, wow.
The last moment, then you whip it over. Keep that thing nice and chill. Wax nice and grippy. It's not like skis where you wax
That was kind
the
of a
bottom.
sketchy paddle in. What happens if you miss the wave?
It's done.
A zero.
Your wave went by.
All right, well, that does happen in free surfing sessions, but not to Griffin Colapinto, who's feverishly working his way down the line on a pair of searing tail-free snaps. Now he's in the tube, and as he comes out,
No, is he gone?
I was
bummer.
excited to get Strider's perspective, but we can't because Griffin's done. What just happened?
Again, there's that fine line. I mean, and Yago had talked about it when he had gotten a little greedy. The same thing happens here for Griffin. Just, he has to better an 8.73, so you need to do everything a little bit better. So you always got to push. He did the outside section where he drifted the fins 3 times.
That's Kelly Slater for you.
I think he's still digesting what what happened to him. I mean, he gave it his all, which was really cool. The 7.2 was awesome. He lands that big, lofty, whatever you want to call it. What would you call that he tried?
Alley-oop 360.
Yeah, with the grab. Okay, alley-oop 360. Thank you for your reference there. But this is a very important wave for Griffin Colapinto, so we'll pay our attention here.
So Griff, he's trying to replace a 7.5, which is a high number, but he hasn't really shown us everything that he has in terms of his arsenal of tricks. He's leaned heavily on the power game, which is totally fine. Power never goes out of style. But I think a big finish, something really wild, is what's needed to put himself over the top and get into one of those top 2 spots.
There it is. Transition into the barrel.
Big moment right here for Griffin Colapinto. Comes out of the barrel, whips the tail around, can't hang on. That looked to me like a 7.5. He did have some added power through the turns, but we'll leave it up to the judges. We'll be back with the number. What did Griffin get on that last wave? Stay tuned to find out. You're watching the Jeep Surf Ranch Pro presented by Adobe. Welcome back to the Jeep Surf Ranch Pro presented by Adobe. Last chance for Ethan Ewing, who's chasing Felipe Toledo and now Griffin Colapinto in those top 2 spots. Only 2 surfers will advance through this semifinal round into the final. Ethan Ewing needs a big result for qualification, of course, but wants a big result just to say he did it at Surf Ranch.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And just a quick clarification, too. It's not really clarification, but if he can make it into the top 4, right, that's where you see the graduation in points and prize money. So 5th through 8th will receive quarterfinal points, and then 3rd and 4th will receive at least semifinal points.
They're getting paid to surf this wave?
Yes.
Wow. Dream job. And Ethan Ewing has taken full advantage of everything
disconnect.
he's earned on his way to get here to the top of the top. But from what we've seen, a big finish is of utmost importance if you want a big number. We just watched Griffin Colapinto get a 7.77 without the big finish. He did all the work on the outside, but we're thinking if he had made that final move, it wasn't super consequential, but it could have bumped him up into that 8-point range. So for Ethan Ewing, probably
Same
needed
thing.
to get that big finish there.
Yeah, and it's, at this point, we're at the very end of this thing. So it's, every little mistake is, once we say quantified a bit higher, right? You're not supposed to make mistakes. You're supposed to finish it all the way, start to finish. Great start here for Ethan Ewing. Again, trying to better a 7.10. If he could get himself an 8, can't do it just one wave to get all the way to the top because he needs 12 points. You can get the highest you can get is a 10, but you can do it in both waves. So that's why I was mentioning both these waves. Very important for Ethan Ewing.
Left just a little bit of meat on the bone. So now he'll get back at it. Going the other way, all surfers get 2 lefts, 2 rights here in the semifinals.
Let's be real here. How did it cool off?
What's the difference between 107
They put
and
ice in it?
105?
I'll tell you right now how it happened. I'm out here.
Oh, yes.
Whoa. Well,
The Iceman.
this is the world's best bathtub. 88 degrees. That is downright pleasant.
All right, let's see what Ethan can do here. He's really good on this left.
He's got a TCB, take care of business. And he's got to do it all the way to the finish. He's got to give us a big wow moment. and then continue to drop the hammer all the way down the line. So far, just nice and clean, steady surfing. A lot of spray, which helps. And that tells you he's turning with power and putting his board right in the critical part of the wave.
Nice. That was late, and a late entry into it. Too late, though, unfortunately.
Too late. Out past curfew. You're grounded, Ethan.
Yeah, well, that opportunity there, probably won't see that into the excellent range where he needed to be, but love his performance on bonus day, right? Where he got him those scores to get into the semifinal. I mean, he is such a great surfer.
Yeah, I think we all can agree that this guy is definitely the future of that final five. If not this year, next year, the year after that. He's a young force to be reckoned with, and he's just getting better and better. I could watch Ethan Ewing surf all day long with no complaints. He is truly a really high-level specimen in surfing.
That was the wow moment that was happening there. You know, that late hit, the transition into it. Just unfortunately, he wasn't able to get into the barrel and make it, because if that happened, I would say, hey, we're going to see an improvement. He could be rocketing up that rankings, but with the fall, it'll definitely be a suppressed score.
The trickle-down effect of surfing and of just how he carries himself is going to make big waves, and we are going to see literally thousands of, well, there's only one Adriano de Souza, but we're going to see a lot of mini Adriano de Souzas coming up in his wake, because he really has paved the way and continues to do so right here. He has announced his retirement, but shows no signs of stopping here at the Jeep Surf Ranch Pro.
So he can do it. He can find himself into the #1 position by one single wave. A 9.43 on this right could see him into the lead. The student he has here, a 6.87 is his score for his right. So this is the wave to do it.
The ultimate carrot on the end of that stick is the final five. You know Adriano loves a good fight. So big result here, followed by two more in Mexico and Tahiti. Adriano could be joining Gabriel Medina in that final five. We'll have to wait and see.
Sick transition there too. That combo into the end tubes.
Power stall.
Seamless. And why not throw down an air? Can't pull it down though.
Well, decent start for Adriano de Souza, but we've got more to come. You're watching the Jeep Surf Ranch Pro presented by Adobe. Stay tuned. We're still just getting warmed up here at the semifinals. The Jeep Surf Ranch Pro presented by Adobe. This is Adriano de Souza, surfing icon, an absolute legend. And anytime you get to see a legend still competing, it's a good time. Adriano on his retirement lap around the world here on the 2021 WSL Championship Tour. We could see more of Adriano today if he can put up a 9.63 on this wave. That was an awesome combination.
It was, and right here, chasing it down though. So a little missed opportunity there. The transition into the barrel not going to be as clean as what we saw earlier from him. But let's remember here, he's trying to better a 7.07. Got to the very end. And if he does improve, like I said, if you move into that third or fourth position, he'll actually get third place points. Although you have Yago Dora still to go. So he will give him the opportunity to get third place points.
He's having fun. I'd love to see that.
I mean, he's stoked he's in that top 8. I mean, you think about how talented the whole entire field was and is. You know, he is very excited. His surfing is ultra relevant, especially here at the ranch.
Well, you know how much he loves Tahiti, so I'm sure we'll see him there. I'm sure we'll see him in Mexico. Beautiful right-hand point break. I'm really excited and curious to see what he does next. I mean, he's still a young man, and I have a feeling he is going to change the future of Brazilian surfing for the better once he's done doing his competitive thing.
Well, I mean, you got to see a little piece of the story of you know, where he come from. I mean, it's literally, he was in a favela, and if anyone's been to Brazil, I mean, that not a lot of opportunity for young people in the favelas. So for him, there's basically, you dream of, you know, football, soccer, and surfing. And if you can find yourself at the beach, and like, I think his first surfboard was from his brother, it was gifted to him, and that's what started the drive. And look what it's done. He's created a full-on career.